Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I know so many of you over on TikTok have been blowing up the comments asking for this, so today we're finally doing some customer reviews analysis for it. But before we dive into that, be sure to check out this exclusive discount available for it. You'll find it in the description and in the first comment under this video. Now let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Opening things up, our first reviewer gives us their take.
This reviewer, a technologically savvy individual, chose this particular home printer after extensive research comparing various brands. Our reviewer, at age 63, found the setup process surprisingly straightforward, dismissing many of the negative experiences reported in other reviews. Having worked with computers since the MS-DOS era, this client's experience contrasted sharply with those of less technically inclined users. This was our reviewer's first Epson printer since the dot matrix days, having previously used other major brands. The primary reason for switching was the high cost of replacement cartridges for their previous inkjet printer. While overwhelmingly positive, this client did note a few minor drawbacks. The ink's vibrancy, specifically the blues and reds, lacked the intensity of their previous brand's ink, though the print quality remained excellent in terms of sharpness and definition. This reviewer believes this is a solvable issue, likely addressable through firmware updates or ink formulation adjustments. Secondly, the firmware update process during setup proved problematic, failing twice despite several attempts. This client noted this was a recurring issue highlighted in other reviews and online videos, suggesting a lack of responsiveness from the manufacturer to address known problems. This is particularly concerning, as firmware is critical for the printer's overall functionality and could potentially resolve the ink vibrancy issue. Finally, the touchscreen was described as small and somewhat awkward to use, potentially necessitating a stylus for comfortable operation, although this reviewer found it less of a concern after the initial setup. Despite these minor criticisms, the overall printing experience was excellent. Our reviewer experienced no issues with double-sided printing or printing on heavier cardstock, even after printing a significant volume of pages. The printer's noise level was deemed acceptable, significantly quieter and smoother than their previous model. This client anticipates using the printhead cleaning kit to prevent potential issues caused by air bubbles in the ink lines, a relatively common occurrence that is easily remedied. While this client hasn't yet contacted customer support, they expressed confidence in their ability to resolve the firmware issue if needed. Finally, our reviewer cautions against granting the printer full access to the user's computer system during setup. While the manufacturer claims data collection is solely for improving product performance, this client suspects the primary intention is to gather user data for targeted advertising. They strongly advise against sharing this level of access. Overall, this client considers the printer a lightweight, first-rate option, highly recommending it for those seeking a reliable and cost-effective inkjet solution.
Alright, let's find out what our next reviewer has to share.
This reviewer begins by expressing immense relief and satisfaction with this device, contrasting it sharply with previous frustrating experiences with another brand. Our reviewer, a teacher who frequently prints color copies for her classroom, previously faced the considerable expense of color ink. This client's past experiences involved resorting to refilling third-party ink cartridges, a messy and time-consuming process, only to be thwarted by a firmware update that rendered this method unusable. This incompatibility with refilled cartridges led to an unexpected discovery: the existence of continuous ink systems. This realization, born from frustration, ultimately led this client to the device being reviewed. This client's primary concern had been the unsustainable cost of color printing. The previous printer's small ink cartridges frequently ran dry, leading to constant refills and significant financial strain. This situation, where the cost of ink dwarfed the printer's initial purchase price, was a major source of stress. The new device, however, offers a solution to this problem. Our reviewer can now afford to refill the large ink tanks with name brand ink without feeling unduly burdened financially. The ability to print numerous color copies without the constant worry about ink levels and prices is a significant improvement. This client's primary use case involves a substantial weekly print volume, approximately 500 copies in color and black and white. This includes classroom worksheets and laminated color items. This high volume previously caused immense stress and expense. This reviewer highlights the importance of features such as duplex printing and a large paper tray capacity, 250 sheets. These features directly address practical classroom needs, eliminating the constant interruptions of refilling paper. The absence of a touchscreen and the wireless connectivity are not critical factors for this client, their priorities being reliable color printing, affordability, and ease of use. Features like photo quality printing, while potentially available, are irrelevant to this client's needs. Ultimately, this client's experience demonstrates a clear shift from significant frustration and financial burden to a newfound sense of ease and relief. The long-term reliability remains to be seen, but our reviewer expresses considerable optimism and is eager to observe the device's performance over time. The transition to this new device signifies not just a change in printers, but a significant improvement in workflow and a lessening of daily stress.
Cool. Let's uncover what our next reviewer has to say.
This reviewer enthusiastically praises the all-in-one functionality of this product, highlighting its surprising compactness. Our reviewer points out that despite its small footprint, this machine successfully integrates a scanner, fax, copier, and color printer, easily fitting on a TV table. This was a significant upgrade from a previous single-function scanner that had served this client for many years. The addition of a copier, initially considered unnecessary, proved beneficial, especially considering the cost-effectiveness of the ink system and the option to copy in both color and black and white. However, this client's enthusiasm is tempered by some drawbacks. The print quality, particularly for color images, is noted as being subpar, with colors described as washed out. This led to a lower rating in the print quality category. A more significant shortcoming, one that almost resulted in a return, was the lack of an automatic document feeder, ADF, for the scanner. This absence significantly complicated the scanning process, especially for double-sided documents. This client found themselves having to meticulously track page numbers and orientations, creating a frustrating and time-consuming experience. Furthermore, the lack of real-time feedback during the scan process, unlike their previous scanner, created further uncertainty and anxiety. The inability to readily verify the scan progress on the computer increased the risk of errors and made the process much more laborious. Finally, this client notes a frustrating experience regarding pricing fluctuations. Shortly after purchase, the price of this product dropped considerably, a common occurrence with many Amazon products, according to this client's experience. Despite this, Amazon refused a price match or any form of compensation for the difference, leaving this client feeling somewhat cheated. The subsequent price increase only served to further highlight this issue. This experience directly impacted the value for money rating, resulting in a lower score. While acknowledging the convenience and functionality of the many features of this product, these shortcomings, especially the scanner limitations and the frustrating pricing experience, prevent this client from giving it an unqualified positive recommendation. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more. Got thoughts or questions? Drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.